In today's video, we drive from the Irs Stadium all the way to downtown Las Vegas. My name's Steven and I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm standing right by the new City Hall and by a Starbucks that I didn't even know existed. I'm downtown, but I didn't start off here. I started off on the south end of the strip by the Irs Stadium, and I thought it would be kind of cool to go ahead and take that drive with you. So I filmed the drive, even though I'm sure I broke several laws. I made sure I drove safely and didn't focus on the phone, I promise you that. And I'm going to narrate that drive, show you guys some things along the way that have changed. And if you've never done that drive before, this is kind of not fair because I did this drive at about 6:30 in the morning, so it's just a little bit before 7. We had some rain last night. It smells absolutely beautiful out here, I can't even tell you. And I don't even know what this construction site is behind me. So if you know what this construction site is, leave me a comment below. I'm actually right down on Clark. And I don't know where I am. Clark and Casino Center. So if you guys like these kinds of videos, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit the little bell for notifications when I do the new videos. I'm going to make this video with some narration for you so you guys can see what's changed. Head on over to the Facebook group. Check out facebook.com and go to Not Leaving Las Vegas group when you get there so you can be communal with us. And if you want to reach out to me, send me an email. Hit the links in the description to support me. As simple as just buying something on Amazon. They have to credit me back. Okay, so here's our drive. It's early morning. I want to do a video for you every day if I can. So here's my video today. Driving the 15 from the Irs Stadium all the way down to Las Vegas downtown. So welcome, and we're starting around, say, Warm Springs, and this is the 15. Now the 15 in Vegas has grown up tremendously in the last few years. I came here in 2004, and this was in a lot of places just a 2-lane interstate. But the 15 runs north and south all the way up to what's called the Spaghetti Bowl. We're going to get near there towards the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And I have nothing but the inflection of my voice to keep you excited and engaged. Okay, obviously we see the Irs Stadium, Allegiant Stadium to the left, and we can see the start of the high occupancy vehicle lanes that are new to Vegas. And I love the way the Irs Stadium looks. We drove past it last night, and it was dark but lit up, and it does indeed look like a Death Star. And I have to give them all the credit in the world for that. The styling is beautiful, and it really does match the team's motif and colors, which is more than you can say about some buildings in the NFL. We're going to be going underneath a bunch of these little off-ramps and on-ramps that get on and off the 15 as we go into the main strip corridor. And you're going to see everything that I see as I drive. We're also making sure that we respect the cars. We don't want to do anything silly. So we can see the Rio, and you can see what's called the Martin in the panorama on the left. And of course on the right is the massive, giant, once at a time, the biggest building production in all of the United States, the city center. It was $8.5 billion, folks. That's what you're looking at on the left-hand side. Since then, it's been sold off in bits and pieces by MGM Resorts, but most of their company has been sold off in bits and pieces, so it is what it is. We have all these new digital signs in the last few years that are supposed to tell you how long it can take to get to places. Oh, I forgot to tell you, look at that building that's orangish to the side. That's a giant natural gas power plant that just goes to supplement the electrical grid for city center because it's such a big draw on everything. The Bellagio has its own signs on the 15, and time was a lot of these buildings did, but there's less advertising on the 15 now as the strip has gotten bigger and flashier, and it doesn't really require it. We have the Bellagio and Caesar's Palace, of course. Caesar's Palace, one of the originals, built up in the 50s, going on almost 70 years here in Las Vegas. Kind of phenomenal if you think about it. And as we go into the downtown area, I'm going to show you how most cities determine what is the actual city. You're going to see a sign that says Las Vegas, next 4 exits. And it won't make sense, but it will make sense when I explain it. The 15 has gotten bigger and badder. We can see Flamingo, and this is some new condos being developed right by the Desert Blue Timeshare, which is owned by Wyndham. And we can also see the Resorts World being built, the Trump Tower being built. Well, Trump Tower is already built, right beside the Resorts World, and the Fashion Show Mall. And these flyovers are actually going to Spring Mountain Road, which goes over to Chinatown, or on the other side, you're going to get over to the Sands, the Venetian, the Palazzo, and on we go down Interstate 15 in Las Vegas. Now, what strikes me as interesting about this road here was under litigation for a while. There's our sign that says next 4 exits to Las Vegas. It was under a bit of a litigation because the Sierra Club of Nevada did not want to expand this road. They're saying there was environmental concerns, but obviously, big industry tends to win out in this town, and whether or not that's a good thing, I'll leave that up to the people that know more about environmentalism to argue with. We have also the Palace Station on my left. This, of course, and I said this erroneously, this is where O.J. Simpson was busted all those years ago. That's where his whole "I'm going to kidnap you in your own hotel room, give me back my stuff" happened. And we can see industrial parks still on the 15. What most people don't know is that most of these industrial parks and gentlemen's clubs have been rezoned, and they could build giant, huge casinos and hotels here anytime they want. As we continue on north, we're going to go past the next 4 exits to downtown. So the city is the city. The center of the city is what they consider Las Vegas. And you would have to take 4 exits to get into the actual small little part that's considered the city of Las Vegas. As we continue on here towards downtown Las Vegas, you can see there's tons of room to build. And that's one thing about this town. We still have tons of areas to build. If anybody wanted to come in and buy out these buildings, they're more than welcome to do so. My main goal today is to get you to downtown safely and soundly and show you some of Fremont Street's areas and surrounding areas very early in the morning, so we're not constantly stuck in traffic. The high occupancy vehicles in Vegas have been a bit of a pain in the butt for people. When they did switch them on, people were driving them willy-nilly. Then they said, hey, guess what? We're going to enforce those rules for the high occupancy vehicles. And people started getting really upset because people were getting tickets. There was a guy driving with a cadaver in a hearse, and he got a ticket because they said it has to be a living subject, believe it or not. And so it's been a bit of a fiasco. They're talking about maybe easing up on those high occupancy vehicles and saying, well, okay, if it's 2 in the morning, but still, rules are rules, and we have to train our populace to use them because the HOV lanes are brand new to Las Vegas. We can see on the right-hand side there, we have the outlet centers with their giant parking garages, which is still inadequate. We also have the World Market Center, and this is actually the area too, near Grand Central Parkway, where you have all the government stuff. So if you're ever coming into town, you need a business license and what have you, you're going to come into this area right here, park your car, go in, get your business licenses. We also have the main Irs Building near here. One of the only places I ever got robbed in Las Vegas was at the IRS. Talk about irony. And I want to make sure I take the right exit here because the wrong exit takes me on the 95, which goes northbound towards Reno and Summerlin, and that's not where I want to be. So if you miss your exit here, this is called the Spaghetti Bowl, and we can see it because it's a bunch of flyovers. This was Project Neon. I believe it's finished now. And it was a massive billion-dollar project that took years and years to complete, and the roads are still bumpy, which I don't understand because you had a chance to fix them. But it is what it is. Construction never stops in Vegas. That building on my right actually is what houses the IRS building in Las Vegas. There's also some office parks down here and professional offices. And we can see the peekings out of downtown Las Vegas on the right-hand side here. So we have a beautiful sunrise happening in Vegas. I believe that would be, if I'm not mistaken, the downtown. Oh, I don't know what casino that is, and I'm not going to tell you the wrong thing. You can tell me in the comments below what casino we are looking at, because I was busy driving and paying attention to the cars around me, even though I'm holding a phone in my hand. Shame on me. I love sunrises in Nevada. They tend to be beautiful, and it is Nevada, not Nevada. Everybody during the political debates likes to call us Nevada. It's Nevada. We have a license plate that points out the incorrect pronunciation. And as we pull on, we can see here to the left that used to be a bus and transportation terminal. This is near the old City Hall where Zappos is located. And we can see how Binion's is actually split into 2 different buildings with parking structures on one side, parking structures on the other. And we can also see the main Binion's, and peeking out behind it is Circa. It's getting close to being topped out. I'm real excited about Circa. I'm going to do a feature on Circa here on the channel. We have a farmer's market at that same little transportation hub Fridays from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. And I'm going to be stuck in traffic for a minute behind this truck that looks to be carrying all sorts of things that could go kaboom if I don't watch out and back into it. And wouldn't that make for a viral video? Sorry, I have a weird sense of humor. So we can see the Fremont Hotel, Binion's Hotel, lots of parking downtown. None of it is free for the most part. I think Binion's might be free if you ask them to validate, but downtown has, when people vilify the Strip, downtown was really the first area in Vegas to start charging everywhere for parking. So have some slack on those Strip hotels. They kind of took the idea from downtown and souped it up on the steroids, you know. You can see Binion's early morning. We had some rain, as I might have mentioned in the beginning of this video. We have the Four Queens as I pass through Fremont Street. Of course, Fremont Street, complete pedestrian area. You can't drive your car down on Fremont Street. At one point you could, but then back in the mid-90s they closed it all off. We have the Golden Nugget coming up here on our side, of course. The Golden Nugget, the famous Golden Nugget. So famous it's in Street Fighter 2 from like 25 years ago when you're fighting. And we have some of the professional buildings. On the left, we have a building where if you get your green card and you translate into being a citizen, you'll go do your citizen test oath there. Not your test, your oath. You'll stand in front of the judge with a bunch of other people, and they will tell you how awesome it is to be a U.S. citizen, and you'll pledge allegiance to the United States of America and the nation and all that stuff. Lots of parking structures in downtown Las Vegas. It really does, in a lot of ways, look like most U.S. cities, with old buildings from the 1970s mixed in with a lot of new buildings from the last 10 years. We have most of the streets here named after explorers like Lewis, Clark, Fremont. Downtown Vegas has a really rich history, and I can't wait to start doing videos and learning more about downtown Las Vegas because I don't know a lot about it, to be honest with you. But there are also a ton of one-way streets downtown. So if you're driving down here and you get lost, you're stuck. We're almost at the end of my journey here. I just want to show you guys all the construction that's going on. We have a Starbucks here, which I didn't even know existed. And when we stop, we can see some construction that I pointed out in the intro of this video as well. And there's a lot of land that's yet to be built on in downtown Vegas. So it's going to be interesting to see what does build up here, because this is a different city altogether. We're not in the unincorporated parts of Clark County where their tax structures are better for casinos. And we're going to just pull into the Starbucks here and close out the video. And as I close out the video, I will tell you this. Like, share, subscribe to videos on the channel, everybody. We have new construction, as you can see, that I'll be covering bit by bit. I love everybody who does bother to send me a comment or give me a like, and I would love to hear what your opinions on downtown Vegas and this drive are. Have you done it before? Is it a good drive? Do you hate it? Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell for new notifications. Reach out to me in the comments below if you guys want to. But if you want to support me, we do have the Patreon. It helps support small creators on a monthly basis, and I'll be doing some work there very soon as my move is complete. Thanks for watching. Have a great one, everybody.